What is up, YouTube? Day 313 of Project 365. People that follow me on Twitter, again, I know I mention Twitter probably every day, but if you follow me on Twitter, then you kind of know maybe stuff that goes on in my life. So, for you that don't know, I volunteer at a class, and I really love my class. I love all the kids in it. You know, of course, there's some troublemakers, but I get by, I guess, and it doesn't bother me very much. I seriously love kids, so it doesn't really bother me. On the other hand, I do not like adults. Some people I seriously cannot stand. But in this specific situation, the person that I work for, like in the classroom, is my godmother. So basically I can do whatever I want. I mean, I just get to do like lessons, and it's a part of my curriculum for school that I volunteer. And I've been volunteering in her classroom for years. Like, this is my 4th year doing it. I did it like when I was even at my other school. I was doing it for a really long time, and I've never met this other woman in my life. She is like an assistant to my godmother, the teacher that I volunteer for. So last week I was in the classroom, and all of the kids were dismissed, and one of the girls stayed because her mother was coming in for parent-teacher conference. So I was with her, we were like playing on the chalkboard or the whiteboard or whatever, and this assistant girl comes in. And so she doesn't say anything to me. She doesn't say like, oh, hi, nothing. She doesn't say anything to me. She starts rummaging through like all of the like the drawers and the file cabinets and stuff. Mind you, that's my job. Like, anytime I'm in the classroom, I always organize stuff because I don't like organizing like my stuff. I like organizing other people's stuff. I basically know where everything is in the room. Like, I can tell kids to go into the second drawer and get your binder out, and you know, I can know where every kid's stuff is. I know I have an inventory of the whole classroom, so I'm really good at being able to find stuff. Her before in my life, but the girl that I was with, her name's Keely, the little girl that's in the class. She was like, oh, hi, Mrs. blah blah blah, and so she started talking to Keely. Then she's like done, so I was like, whatever, you know, it's cool. I was like eating my lunch or something. I was eating something like after school snack. And so then she turns to Keely and she goes, mind you, she hasn't said anything to me yet. She turns to Keely and she's like, Keely, do you know where blank envelopes are? And Keely was like, I don't know, like, why the fuck would I know anything? I was like, what envelopes are you looking for? And so she was just like, oh, just like folders. Like, I was like, what kind? We have peachy folders, we have, I don't know, just like some folders. And I grabbed, I was like, oh, how many do you need? Like, I'm being really nice. And people that know me, if you're rude to me the first time, I will make your life a living hell. Don't cross me. She takes the folders and whatever, she like grabs them out of my hand, and I'm like, okay, whatever. She goes, sits down at a table and starts doing work. Then my godmother comes into the classroom, and so I'm at my desk and she gives me some stuff to enter in on my computer. So I start like entering in things, and my godmother's like, oh, blah blah blah, this is my goddaughter Tegan. And she was like, she like didn't even look up from her paperwork, and my godmother's like, yeah, she's a really big help, I'm so happy to have her here, like, I'm so lucky and everything. And then she was like, well, what does she do? Like, but didn't even like say anything to me, like, what do I do? And she's like, well, she goes to school at Mount Hood. And she was like, oh, like, it was a bad thing, I'll jump out my seat and cut you. And then she was like, well, good luck, like, out of nowhere. And I was like, I looked up at her and I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, oh, well, like, not to be like negative or anything, but it's like really hard to find a job. And I was like, I'm sure it was for you. Like, who are you? Like, I was like, yeah, I'm sure it really was for you. And she was like, yeah, there's like not a lot of jobs. I was like, yeah, that's what they keep saying. I'm like, I was like, who are you? Get out of my face. This brings me to today. I was copying in the copy room, everything off of it, and then I start hole punching all the stuff, and she comes over to me and like taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, are you done with the copy machine? I looked at her, I was like, yeah, I cleared everything. And she's like, yeah, just next time if you see somebody waiting, make sure you tell them that you're done, so they don't just like, you know. I was like, I'm over here. Really, I was like, I started like laughing like in my head, and I was like, you seriously are delusional, because I was like, you're just so catty. Question for you guys today, after this very long story, question for you guys would have to be, Have you ever been in a situation where you just didn't like the person, like right off the bat? Did they just not make a good impression on you? Leave it down below because I'd love to read them. Leave all of that down below. I love to hear it. And that is it for today. I love you, YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!